insane, man. I could be anywhere in the world here right now. Seriously, if someone told me I was in Peru, I'd believe them. I mean, why wouldn't I? Look at this. I wouldn't think this was in North Wales. Literally up the road from where I've been brought up most of my life. Good day, folks. Welcome back to another little video. Very windy today, folks, very windy. But welcome to Parys Mountain. It's an old, disused copper mine. 4,000 years old, folks. One of the oldest copper mines in the world here. Just as old as the one on the Great Ormond Llandudno, which is not far from here on the North Wales coast. But anyway, guys, I've been meaning to come here for a little while. Apparently it's like being on Mars in places. So I found a little loop we can do, I think. Unbelievable, man. But yeah, up until about 100 years ago, it was still being mined around here, guys. Very, very historical. And I can't believe I've never been here before. It's crazy. But like I say, I found a little loop we can do. It looks like you're taking your life into your own hands. A little notice to say, anything happens to you, that's your own fault. So basically, guys, get insurance if you're going to come here. No, but they've got to cover their own backs, I guess. Anyway, we're going to head up here now. We've just kind of come near the main road here, actually, and now we're cutting off into the mountain here. They call it a mountain, but it's a hill. It's only about 150 meters higher than sea level, so no idea why they called it a mountain, but hey ho, it is what it is. Got the coast of Anglesey there, the eastern coast of Anglesey. Amlwch is just down there, a town called Amlwch. So the reason I've chosen to come in this direction as well is because this seems like it's the least exciting side of the walk. So I'm trying to keep the best for last, folks. That's what I like on a hike, something to aim for. But there's another little path heading in there that'll cut straight through the middle of it. And what I'm doing, I'm going kind of around the perimeter of it, I guess, and then popping into the middle. In there, there's a big chimney in the centre, a big feature of the quarry here. You can see it from the road. I could see this from the road when I was driving to the campsite last night. I drove past it, and I was like, ah, there it is. Never spotted it before. It's mad. But anyway, guys, this is all heather here as well. So just a few weeks ago, there's still little bits of purple here now. This would have been all purple at some point. That would have looked amazing with the copper mine. I'll have to bear that in mind for next year. Remember this spot. Whoop. Crazy, man. And they are still apparently they still do come here and excavate and try and find out even more historical stuff about this place. So they might even find out it's older than they know now, because to begin with they thought it was a lot younger than it was. So basically it was mined thousands of years ago, and then hundreds if not thousands of years later they began using it again, and then that's when they started to discover how old the mine was originally, basically. So and yeah, to this day they're still coming here and doing little digs and things like that to find out more. Very interesting, guys. It's just stuff that never really interested me before in my life about my own local area. But as of recent this year, I've taken a part-time job role as a tour guide, so I've had to learn a little bit about my area and the history and stuff like that, and it's really made me want to know more, you know. So little places like this now that I've just hasn't interested me one bit before is now very interesting to me. Got some aeroplanes going overhead there. We're near valley here. They quite often do pilot training. Pilot training is very, very common here at the moment. Something else very interesting before we actually get into the mine and get distracted by all of that, is that back in the late 18th century here, and on Anglesey actually, this quarry here, it created its own currency due to lack of normal currency. It made its own currency, and it was used here to pay the miners, but also used on the island of Anglesey here, and it was called the Parys penny, after the name of the mountain, Parys Mountain. So very interesting. They they made quite a few of them, and it was a good way for them to be able to pay their workers, and like I say, it was used on the island of Anglesey as well. So wow, crazy man, crazy. There's the centrepiece, so to speak, the old remnants of the building there, as you can see, all very red here. And then you have the granite rock there. It's very windy, guys, I'm sorry, it's very, very windy indeed. A little close-up of some of the stones here, all very different in colour. You see, look at this one. Crazy, 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 crazy. And you can smell the copper, man. You can smell it in the air. It's what adds to the experience as well, I think. I don't know if it's because it's so windy, it's making the smell stronger, I don't know. Wow, this is quite surreal, man. Just walking in a piece of history. People were here 4,000 years ago digging away, finding the copper, finding the ore. And then, just over 100 years ago, they were still here doing it. Nothing too exciting. I thought that was going to be very deep, but anyway, guys, we've got the old remnants of a building here, obviously part of the quarry. It's crazy. And this is where they say be careful, you know, because these walls are probably not very safe, so you don't want to get too close to the walls here. Look at this, guys. Wow, man. Wow, 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 wow. Amazing, man. Let's just go this, we'll go along here a little bit further. I was going to go up there, but now I want to go down here, guys. Anyway, we're not in too much of a rush today, so we'll just go for a little wander along this path a little bit further. I might even be able to join this one back on to the other one. I'll have a look in a minute on my maps, and that will save me going back on myself, basically. But yeah, man, wow, did not expect this. There's a huge wall here as well. Don't know if you guys can see that, with a huge, like, circular, there must have been a huge pipe there at some point. I'm sorry about the wind, guys, if it's quite windy, but it is very windy. You can see one of the pools there, proper orange, like very, very orange in colour. Now I understand why they say it's like being on Mars or some other planet. Wow, it really is. Look at this. Unreal, man, unreal. Can't beat a bit of signage, folks. Can't beat a bit of good signage. Oh my days. Oof. Well, there we go. This is clearly one of the main parts of the excavation years ago. Very deep hole there, guys. I need to be up there. I can see the path. There's like a little bridge. I guess we'll be looking back down at this in a minute. Wow. And do you know what? I didn't expect it to be this big either, like in how sparse it was. I didn't expect there to be so many options of paths around, basically. But look at the stones, man, like just all different colours. Look at that. this would have all been dug out years ago, guys. All of this would have been hand. Did they have machines back then? That's a question in itself. But look at this. Orange there, you can see a cave just underneath the path there. Ogof in Welsh, cave. Little cave there, man, oh my god. We're gonna go back, guys, to my original plan so I don't get too lost on Mars. So back on track, guys. This is where we left the path originally, so we're heading to the, I'm going to call it the centre point of the quarry. Let's go. I'm absolutely loving the contrast of the greys and the oranges and the reds. Woo! It's getting windy. It's going to be windy over the top here, guys. It's very windy now, but I've still got the peak to go. Just here. Here she is. It looks like all the entrances into it are closed by the looks of things. They've got some wooden gates on the bottom here. I'm sure we can have a little peep inside. We've got some steps here, let's have a look. You can go inside, guys, you can go inside. There you go. Information. So it's like a, as you can see, just a big empty space. Empty space. I'm just going to have a little read of these things here. So now it makes sense, guys. Now it makes sense. I couldn't find this outline for some reason, weirdly, but that's the remnants of an old windmill that powered an old steam engine with the power of wind, and that would help the machinery to dig for the copper. Crazy. So apparently it's the only recognised wind turbine, so to speak, windmill powered steam engine to ever do that kind of thing, to mine. So guys, a big piece of history there, actually. Very big piece of history. Unreal. I thought it looked like a windmill, but I would never have thought it was a windmill to power a big steam engine to dig for the copper. Amazing. So, you know, like the days of today, we have wind turbines, as I say it, just here on the horizon. Can you see them? They have wind turbines to create energy. So we haven't come too far forward since back then, and that was in the 19th century, guys, late 19th century when that was built and designed. Anyway, just over there is Anglesey mining. You can see the remnants of a building there. Crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Remnants of another building just over there. I can see the remnants of another building. In case you couldn't hear that, it's become very windy again, guys, here. Oh my god. And I thought I'd seen the biggest hole here. Wow. There's remnants of an old building down there. I can see a circular building. I could be here for days, folks. Oh my god, that looks like another world in itself. Lots of paths everywhere. I'm gonna have to come back here and do that. Unbelievable, man, unbelievable. That's unreal. Jeez. can get, I can see a path that you can get down into there. It's right around the other side of the hole there. I couldn't get in from the side where I was there. It was just a deep slope down, but the path, yeah, is the other side. That's like another world in itself down there. Oh my god. That. Oh my god, I can see loads of old tyres down there. Like, I wonder if this is a dumping ground for people to bring cars. There used to be a thing here in the UK where people would dump their cars off the end of cliffs. Insurance jobs, basically, guys. Now, I don't know, maybe that's remnants from the mine, I don't know, but loads and loads of old tyres down there, which is very strange. And bits of wall, so there was clearly buildings down there at some point as well. Like I can see some caves in the distance. So guys, what you have behind that monument thing I was talking about is a beautiful map showing you how it used to be. So we're stood here, Rydych and it's showing, look, this old cantilevered platform with the horses, controlled by horses and things like that. It's just showing a map of basically what's behind here. It's pointing out all of the little bits of where the older buildings were and all of that kind of stuff. You've got the old windmill just at the top there, you can see probably just in the distance. So yes guys, this is the main area of mining. Absolutely spectacular. So we're going to walk a little bit further, like I say, to where the entrance is, to where you can go down, and we'll see if there is a sign there that allows you entry or not, because like I say, it is quite dangerous looking. And mind you, that sign did say at the beginning, didn't it, you know, go and do things as long as you take your own life in your own hands, so to speak. So let's go and check it out anyway. This is nuts, man. There's parts of the land over there, you'll probably make it out. It looks like that place in Peru, the painted mountains. Honest to God, I can imagine it just looking like that. Clearly you get the edited videos of those mountains, but I bet you if I went there, you wouldn't be far off what we got here, in a way. But I'm just come off piste a little minute. We're going to head down there, but I just want to have a quick look over the edge here. When in Rome and all of that jazz. So we were just stood up there before, that's where the monument thing is. Look at that, guys, that is absolutely nuts. Like, and the closer I'm getting now, I can see other parts of like metal, like other parts of cars. Could be from old machinery, and some big pieces down there. No, that's the chassis of a car. Crazy, some old walls down there, like I said before. Oh my days. Folks, this is insane. Look at the colours there. The old windmill at the top. That is insane, man. I could be anywhere in the world here right now. Seriously, if someone told me I was in Peru, I'd believe them. I mean, why wouldn't I? Look at this. I wouldn't think this was in North Wales. Literally up the road from where I've been brought up. That is insane, man. I could be anywhere in the world here right now. Seriously, if someone told me I was in Peru, I'd believe them. I mean, why wouldn't I? Look at this. I wouldn't think this was in North Wales. Literally up the road from where I've been brought up most of my life, and I've never been here. Guy, I'm disappointed in you today. Oh my god. And just to the other side here, we've got some remnants of some old buildings here. Clearly something back in the day. And just here, guys, this is where the path goes down into the unknown. and there's no sign to say I can't go down there. But guys, it's gonna have to be another day, I'm afraid, down there. I don't have the time. I've literally just walked around the whole perimeter of that hole. I'm gonna do the whole thing. I may as well now. It's gonna be quicker to just go back this way. And yes, wasn't expecting to do that last little loop, folks, but I'm definitely gonna come back here. Choose a good day to come here, and I'm gonna venture down in there, deep into the bottom of the mines here. Until that day comes, folks, see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, have a little bit of fun,